rumble of the discourse. We've taken an abandoned concrete factory at the margins of the declining American empire and repurposed it into a battleground where 19 separate entities from across the political spectrum enter the discourse one by one and do battle to determine who controls the narrative force of the discourse. I hope you'll join me, your Southern Gothic futurist host Dirk God Raven Mac, for each and every episode of Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. The rules are simple. Two people begin entering the ring of our discourse, and another person enters every minute thereafter. At any point during the rumble, when a competitor is thrown over the top rope to the floor surrounding the ring, or submits to or gets pinned by an opponent in the rumble, they are eliminated. Once all 19 people have entered the fray, our Monday Night Rumble continues until all but one has been eliminated. That person is declared the winner of the discourse. Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. Greeting, folks. We are back as part of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. We have had money set aside for a 7-week fall series of Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. We did not update our intro. Kind of a skeleton staff. Nobody wants to work, aka a lot of people died from COVID. But let me just recap how this works. Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. We have 27 competitors from across the political spectrum, two begin at the opening bell. A new one enters every minute thereafter, eliminated by being tossed over the top rope or pinned or submitting. Contest goes until one person is left. There will be points. Since this is a 7-week series, there will be 6 weeks where the people accumulate points. You'll get 1 point for eliminating an opponent, and the final 4 will get bonus points, 3, 5, 7, and 10 points to the winner. So they will be accumulating points over the 7-week series for 6 weeks, and then that 7th week, the top 27 people who have earned points will come out in the order that they are in the standings, reverse order. So whoever has the most points will come out last, and then we will be crowning a champion of the discourse for fall 2022. So that is how this is going to work. Let's go up to the ring now. We have 27 people. Our 2 referees in this event, again, are going to be the police state and the lady cop. And coming out first here is Alex Jones. Alex Jones, a little surprised to see him still part of the discourse. He's mostly been shadow banned, but he has been in the news a good bit. Court cases going against him, more cases ongoing. It has not been a good year for Alex Jones, which is good because it sort of shut down his propaganda. Kyrie Irving, basketball player, is famous for bringing him up recently. Twitter communist is going to be the person coming out here to face Alex Jones. The Twitter communist with a large Twitter presence, does a lot of open mic comedy jams locally where he's from. Alex Jones has a camera there, and they're going to go at it and lock up. And the Twitter communist has him in an arm bar to begin with. As you can see, there's a ladder in the ring, and there are ladders around the ring. These ladders represent the meritocracy myth. And we're just sort of locked up. Again, everybody will get 1 point if they eliminate somebody. We have 27 people total coming out in this thing, and I'm not exactly sure of everybody we have. Bob, do you have a list for me? Or am I just going to have to freeform this? Okay, my producer Bob is telling me that they are not giving me the list. Twitter communist and Alex Jones locking up. We're about to have a buzzer here to have our first person, our third person come out. And let's see who it is. And it's Senator Mitch McConnell from Kentucky. That senator from Kentucky, devious bastard that he is, he's the third person. He's got his legs rolled up. I don't know if that's in reference to the flooding that happened in eastern Appalachia or what, but he's got his sleeves rolled up too, and he's ready for business, and he joins Alex Jones and the Twitter communist. You would assume that the tactical person that Mitch McConnell has continued to proven to be will be working with Alex Jones here to take out the Twitter communist. Twitter communist falls into the ladder there. Mitch McConnell going for the pin, but just a 1 count. And we get a buzzer, and who do we have now? Oh no, it's Matt Walsh talking about being in the discourse too much. Matt Walsh, natural news asshole who has been on a transphobic tear. Twitter communist going for a pin there, and Twitter communist eliminates Mitch McConnell, so he's the first person eliminated. And there's another pin attempt, but Matt Walsh has just been on this transphobic tear, and it's been interesting to watch how gender has been used as a manipulation device for a lot of people to expand the right-wing propaganda that gender identity and the fact that gender should just be a binary. And Matt Walsh has been a big part of that. And I actually remember a lot of natural moms sharing links from him back in the day before it became bad. And we got a buzzer, and the dissident leftist is out. This is formerly known as the Bernie Bro, but Bernie is not quite the political entity that he once was. The dissident leftist is an avowed leftist, but he's also a fairly comfortable, privileged person. He operates a gallery at the edge of town in a gentrifying area because his parents owned some strip mall space there. But the dissident leftist, he is an avowed leftist, yet also very wealthy. Matt Walsh and Alex Jones, sort of two peas in a pod, and Matt Walsh locks up with the Twitter communist there. We get a buzzer, and it's Reply Guy from the southern part of Facebookistan. Reply Guy, he is out there with his beard, shades, and his camouflage shirt, and he is ready to be an echo chamber. And shockingly, he's going after Alex Jones there. Police state has that chair. A lot of folks bring a piece in with them. There is no rule. And Matt Walsh tossed right there by the dissident leftist. So Matt Walsh is thankfully eliminated so we can avoid any sort of furthering of his transphobic communance. And that's one problem with the discourse is people, even in the process of discussing them, we accidentally give them a boost. And it's sort of, freedom of speech is used in that method exactly in that way by the right wing. And here comes Lindsey Graham. I'll get back to that later. Lindsey Graham coming out, the senator from South Carolina who has advocated for outlawing all abortion. I guess we haven't done a discourse in a while, so the whole Roe v. Wade thing being undone has come out since our last discourse. But Lindsey Graham, who's always been accused or alleged as a closeted homosexual all these years, and Lindsey Graham coming out against abortion entirely is just a bold and I'm not sure what move, but I don't know. I know the midterms are coming up, and that's part of why we have this 7-week series going around this time. And we get a buzzer, and it's Pete Bourgeoisie. Pete Bourgeoisie coming out, the secretary of what's he the secretary of? Electric bikes, bike lanes. Twitter communist got pinned there or eliminated. I did not see who did that. We'll have to, for tabulating points, somebody in the back's going to have to check that one. I didn't see who Twitter communist got pinned by. But Pete Bourgeoisie is out here, the secretary of Transpo. And it looks like we have Alex Jones is still in there, the dissident leftist. The Reply Guy is still out there, Lindsey Graham, and of course Pete Bourgeoisie. And Reply Guy just with a crushing move on Pete Bourgeoisie and going for the pin. But the dissident leftist pinning Lindsey Graham there, but only got a 2 count. And here comes Ben Shapiro, and he just knocks the Twitter communist, gets the shot on the Twitter communist coming out with that piece of wood that he bought at Home Depot. So here comes Ben Shapiro, the little mighty might of illogic. What a little weasel. You ever actually heard this guy? You usually only see pictures of him, but when you actually, this guy is such a little weasel sounding dude. It's shocking that and like the alpha male guys, the guys that call themselves alpha males actually listen to this stuff, but it's shocking that the guy who would consider himself an alpha male would listen to like a little weasel like that. And we got a buzzer, and we're getting another person. The ring's starting to get crowded. And it's Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris coming out, Vice President. She who will say whatever she thinks you want her to say. Police stay climbing that ladder, not quite sure why. Now the dissident leftist is up there, and he falls off. That's okay. He's got plenty of financial support from previous generation to help push him back up that ladder. Kamala Harris holding one of those briefcases that are around the ring full of lobbyist money. Pete Bourgeoisie in there, the reply guy. Pete Bourgeoisie just drops a leg drop on the reply guy. And Lindsey Graham tussling with Ben Shapiro, and we get a buzzer, and it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that congresswoman from Northwest Georgia. Her husband recently filed for divorce. I guess the CrossFit swinging parties just weren't doing it for him as much up in D.C. as they did down in Georgia. And she's going after a reply guy. That's not what I would have expected her to do. So we got a lot of folks in there. Let's recount everybody. Let's see. Alex Jones is in there. The dissident leftist still out there. Reply guy. Senator Lindsey Graham. Secretary of Transportation Pete Bourgeoisie. Ben Shapiro. Kamala Harris, our vice president. And Marjorie Taylor Greene. And it looks like we're about to get another buzzer. But Marjorie Taylor Greene pins reply guy, so he is out. Reply guy's gone, and here comes Verified Blue Check, that New York Times contributor, op-ed specialist, shows up and echoes talking points that the Empire wants him to do. He's out there. And I'll let you know I'm not keeping track of points here. They are accumulating points if they eliminate somebody. Bob, we have... Okay, Bob, but my producer Bob tells me we have somebody in the back keeping track of points, and we will recap that at the end of the show. So it looks like we got 8 people out there. We're about to get a buzzer, and we're going to see a 9th. And it's that critical thinking punk. It's that old punk, the aging punk rocker who now has perhaps looked at too many libertarian memes and is critical thinking punk. Somehow he's a punk, but he identifies with some of these right-wing ideas, and he's right in there about to pin the dissonant leftist. And Pete Bourgeoisie got pinned by somebody there. Did not see who that was, but Pete Bourgeoisie is out of here. And there was almost another pin. There's a lot of action going on. 8 people. I'm trying to keep up with it as best I can, but I got to be honest. I'm on my phone a lot, so I don't have good attention span. And the critical thinking punk pins Marjorie Taylor Greene. So the critical thinking punk pinning Marjorie Taylor Greene as Senator Kyrsten Sinema comes out at the buzzer. We got people going, people coming. Kyrsten Sinema is the senator from Arizona who has been somewhat disappointing, but there's some echoes from the background there. And they're going at it. Kind of lost my train of thought there. And the critical thinking punk pins the dissonant leftist. That's 2 folks that the critical thinking punk is. So he is creating some problems out there for folks. We get a buzzer, and it's Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott, folks, governor of Texas, currently locked in a bitter re-election bid. And there's a pin, and Alex Jones has pinned Ben Shapiro. So Alex Jones not quite ready to give up his role his role in the podcast right-wing discourse realm, pins Ben Shapiro. But Greg Abbott, excuse me, folks, Greg Abbott, governor of Texas, has been busing undocumented immigrants from Texas to New York City, I think D.C. and Chicago as well. But Greg Abbott sort of started that trend, which is kind of a funny trend if they're such a danger, why you would ship them further in. And here we go, Kanye West. Kanye West is out. He's been in the discourse. Wore a White Lives Matter shirt last week, and there's a pin. Kamala Harris has been eliminated. Kanye West wore a White Lives Matter shirt, has been on Tucker Carlson defending it. Honestly, just kind of, it's sad watching someone crave attention so bad. And he's obviously not healthy. And you wish somebody would help him get help, but and that was almost a pin right away. And it looks like Alex Jones is busted open in there, and he's bloody, and he got pinned there by the critical thinking punk. I think pinned him. And Debbie DSA is now out. Debbie DSA, Democratic Socialist roller derby vixen, works at a local bakery. Debbie DSA, and she is conferring with Kamala Harris over there in the corner. Not actually making her way to the ring. I'm not sure what they're talking about down there at the end of the aisle, just off camera. And I don't have a good count of how many people we have left, but I think we still have a good 10 or 12 people left. We're still early on in this, folks. Debbie DSA is just, and we get a buzzer and somebody else is coming out. Debbie DSA hadn't made her way to the ring, and we're getting a buzzer, and it's Donald Trump. Donald Trump. The man is... Kanye West got eliminated by somebody. You would have expected him and Donald Trump may have worked together. No chance to see. Donald Trump is out, man, who still somehow circulates all his messages to the people that want to hear it, yet you don't see it in the mainstream, and it's such a bizarre channeling of information that we now have, that there's alternate sources of information and alternate sources of misinformation, and it's almost like a battle between forms of misinformation at this point, and it's just clutter. And Super Blue Check is out. Speaking of misinformation, and well, not misinformation, but withholding information, Lindsey Graham got pinned in there by somebody. Super Blue Check just released a book detailing information she knew about how horribly corrupt and hypocritical the Trump presidency was, but she sat on it in order to release a book. So 3 years later, we find out all this information that she had, which she did not share, which I guess that's journalism in late capitalism, is you withhold that juicy information so you can get yourself a book deal. Donald Trump and the critical thinking punk are locked. And here comes Elon Musk. He's got that hammer in hand, the ban hammer, ready to buy Twitter to avoid full disclosure of everything that might get disclosed. And buy it, and he will have that ban hammer to change the algorithm how he wants. And the verified blue check and the critical thinking punk both were eliminated in rapid order there. We had a couple people, so we are down. Who's in here? We have, I see Greg Abbott is still in there, Governor of Texas, Senator Kyrsten Sinema, Debbie DSA, and the Super Blue Check, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump. So we have 3 women and 3 men. Yeah, it's been a big issue in the discourse in the past, is the balance of women and men and how women get suppressed. And here comes Big Beto O'Rourke. Greg Abbott is still in there, so Beto O'Rourke comes in, and look out, Greg, here he comes. Beto's right on Greg Abbott. They've got a heated Texas gubernatorial race going on right now. And Beto O'Rourke, of course, popular among some folks, but he couldn't even beat Ted Cruz for Senate, so it's hard to figure that out. Donald Trump almost beat Super Blue Check, probably mad about that book that just came out. Kyrsten Sinema just dropped by Greg Abbott. Trump is punching Super Blue Check in the face right now, going after her with a vengeance. And Elon Musk, Beto O'Rourke just got busted open by Kyrsten Sinema. And we get a buzzer. And that hammer is being swung. Oh, and it's Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, that Fox News host man who perpetually looks like a stoned frat boy being told something shocking. I can't stand him. I just want to punch that guy in the face, and he just drops Donald Trump. Not what you would have expected. And there's almost a pin of Super Blue Check, but she kicks out. Beto O'Rourke about to drop Kyrsten Sinema. No, she escapes. And we have a buzzer. And coming out is Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz, Pennsylvania. He's holding that mic from his TV show, Dr. Oz. Pennsylvania senatorial candidate from New Jersey, running a comically bad. And there's a pin on Super Blue Check. Super Blue Check is pinned there. I did not see. I think that might have been Tucker Carlson that pinned Super Blue Check. Dr. Oz trying to win that Pennsylvania Senate seat has been comically bad. And yet it's still a pretty close race. What do we have? We have four folks left, Bob tells me. 4 folks left to come out. I wonder if we'll see Big John Fetterman come out here since we got Dr. Oz. Yep, there he is right there, Big John. He's got a 2x4 in his hand. And Big John is just towering over everybody in there. And you would think he would go after Dr. Oz, but currently he's locked up with Elon Musk. And now Beto and Fetterman going at it. 2 Democratic hopefuls right there locking up in the far corner. Kyrsten Sinema and Debbie DSA, natural rivals, going at it as well. Still got 3 women in there. And it looks like we're about to get a buzzer. Some of these folks who have been in here longer are probably a bit tired. And it's Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, that Georgia senatorial candidate, had his own son coming out against him, sort of exposed recently as hypocritical because he had paid for abortion even though he was against any abortions, all abortions. Another comically bad candidate. But it appears it's no longer really about philosophy or morals. It's just about numbers. Both parties just want their numbers. They don't really care who it is. But I mean, that's how we get Kyrsten Sinema, who's in there trying to pin. That's how we end up with folks like Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. And we've got a couple 2 counts left and right. And we get a buzzer as President Biden, Joe Biden. Joe Biden is out. Feels like he's on a winning run. Of course, he's got his shoes taken off. Biden likes to get down and dirty in there, and he comes out barefoot so he can feel the floor, Bubba. Herschel Walker knocking the crap out of Kyrsten Sinema over there. Greg Abbott got pinned by somebody. I did not see who took him out. I think it might have been Biden. I think President Biden actually took out Greg Abbott. And we have a suplex that knocks the ladder down. And there's a pin, and Debbie DSA is pinned. Debbie DSA is out, and we get our final buzzer. That's our final buzzer, right, Bob? Yep, Ron DeSantis. So Ron DeSantis is our last entrant. Got the best draw, Ron DeSantis, Florida governor, who famously sent migrants north on a charter plane. Not even migrants in Florida. He sent a charter plane to Texas to pick up migrants from Venezuela and send them to Massachusetts. Herschel Walker over the top, but he's still on the apron. Let's see. Trump could have knocked him off, but Trump did not. And Biden pins Elon Musk, so Biden eliminates Elon Musk. Elon Musk is now out of this. We are down to, what do we have in there? We have 9 folks. Let's see. We have Kyrsten Sinema is the last female left, last woman left. Donald Trump and President Biden are out there. We have Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson just got eliminated, so we do not have him. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and then we have, who else? Herschel Walker, John Fetterman, and Dr. Oz, all Senate hopefuls out there. And what a devastating shot. DeSantis just comes off the top rope onto Herschel Walker. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Dr. Oz. Fetterman dropped on that ladder. So we are down to the final 8. And there is a pin on 2 count. I couldn't see. Beto sets that ladder back up. Fetterman nails. Well, and there's a roll-up on Trump by DeSantis. Only a 2 count. Fetterman and Dr. Oz going at it over in the corner. And Fetterman just drops Oz. Biden, a couple of shots to Herschel Walker at the back of the head. And Biden going at Trump there. That's a fight you figure you would see. Biden wants to get at Trump still. And Biden just suplexes Kyrsten Sinema right on her head. John Fetterman follows up with a leg drop. Pin in the corner. Trump almost pinned Dr. Oz. And then Fetterman almost pinned Sinema. So we've got 8 folks left. Let's see how this winds down. There's a mic in the ring, a big sledgehammer, briefcase. That ladder is now out of the ring, but there's ladders around the ring. Like Biden has a 2x4. Herschel Walker trying to pin Beto O'Rourke. Beto kicks out at 2. Big slab of wood that I believe Marjorie Taylor Greene had brung out. So the discourse is just a mess. It's just a giant mess of too much going on at once. And not really much getting accomplished right now. Fetterman flipping on Dr. Oz over again. Those two are out for blood. It'd be nice if we saw, perhaps as we get closer to the election, midterm elections, maybe we'll see a week here where we just have Senate. What do you think about that, Bob? Just have a Senate one? Okay. All right. Apparently that's in the works. We may have one just with Senate-related discourse. Biden and Herschel Walker over in the corner. Notice Herschel Walker's wearing the University of Georgia colors there. And so he won 3 Heismans playing for the Georgia Bulldogs. Fetterman and Biden taking a few punches after. And Kirsten Sinema has been hanging tough, although she's getting pinned right now. Kicks out at 2, so she's still hanging tough. Herschel and Beto going at it. That's 2 big boys. Dr. Oz just bulldog President Biden. Beto has that slab of wood. He's trying to go at Kirsten Sinema with it. Slams her in the corner. Trump and Biden wrestling in the middle of the ring. Trump rolls Biden. Biden rolls through. And we just a 1 count. Trump kicked out. So the action continues. And there's a pin. Trump has pinned Beto O'Rourke. So Beto O'Rourke knocked out by Donald Trump. And almost immediately there's a pin attempt on Trump. And he kicks out. Dr. Oz trying to take out Trump. Again, your referees are the Lady Cop Police State, also funded by Joe Biden, wanting to always expand the police. And there's a pin on Trump by Herschel Walker, only a 2 count. Fetterman is on top of Dr. Ron DeSantis. So Fetterman was on top of Ron DeSantis, and he was the last in, but he does not survive. Ron DeSantis is eliminated. So he is out. We are left with 6. We are down to 6. Kirsten Sinema in the Senate. Herschel Walker, John Fetterman, and Dr. Oz hope to join the Senate. President Biden and former President Trump. And Trump just dropped the Lady Cop for some reason, and Herschel Walker almost pins Dr. Oz. Trump is far more prevalent in the discourse than anybody would have expected 2 years later. Herschel Walker trying to roll Trump up. Sinema drops on them, breaks it up. Fetterman's got one of his. Sinema's on the apron, and Fetterman hits her with that briefcase, and she is out. Kirsten Sinema is out. Dr. Oz threw her over, but it was John Fetterman who actually knocked her off. Perhaps that's metaphor for canceling her lack of support in the future. I don't know. Herschel Walker tried to pin Dr. Oz there. So our final 4 will get bonus points towards that in this 6-week series. So whoever, after one more person gets eliminated, the 4 that will be able to count on getting at least 3 bonus points. 3, 5, 7, and 10 points go to the final 4. 10 points to the winner. And they're going at it. It's been a long, hot and heavy Monday night rumble of the discourse. And Biden drops an elbow there on Trump. And now there's a roll up on Herschel Walker, and he kicks out at 2. Oh, and the police state just threw that 2x4 upside John Fetterman's head. So there is a sit-down power slam on Donald Trump by John Fetterman, and then he rolls him up and drops him again and goes for the pin. That's got to be it for Donald Trump. And it is. Donald Trump is out. So he does not make it to the bonus points. He is taken out by John Fetterman, and we're left with those three Senate hopefuls. Herschel Walker running in Georgia, Dr. Oz and John Fetterman running in Pennsylvania, and President Biden is out there. You would expect Walker and Dr. Oz to work together and Fetterman to help out President Biden. But, everybody's different. Fetterman's a bit to the left of President Biden, and Dr. Oz is probably a bit more centrist than Herschel Walker is coming across down in Georgia. And there goes Dr. Oz over the top rope. Biden does not finish the job. He is still on the apron, and he gets back in. And Biden with a belly-to-belly on John Fetterman. And almost knocked Fetterman and Biden over the top rope. Dr. Oz moves away, and Fetterman takes over on Dr. Oz before Biden could get eliminated. Herschel Walker with that slab of Georgia wood Marjorie Taylor Greene brought out. Fetterman drops Herschel Walker, and then Dr. Oz jumps on him for the pin. Wow. So Dr. Oz pins Herschel Walker after Fetterman drops him. Them pulling the switch just like they did with Kirsten Sinema. So they're sort of, I'm not quite sure what's going on. That leaves us with Dr. Oz, John Fetterman, and President Biden. Just these three. And will President Biden have any sway in the Pennsylvania election? I don't know. I mean, Dr. Oz is going at President Biden. They split, and Fetterman nails the president, gives him a couple punches, drops him. Oz has that 2x4 and nails John Fetterman, is beating John Fetterman in the corner and going for the pin. Just a 1 count. Fetterman beating on Biden in the corner and puts him up on the top rope, and got Hurricane Rana from the top rope by Fetterman on old-ass President Biden. And Biden's back up, though, and now Fetterman submission on Dr. Oz. So Herschel Walker got the 3 bonus points, and these guys are fighting for the 5, 7, and 10. Fetterman holds Biden up, but then Dr. Oz hits him. Fetterman's starting to feel it. He's really putting it to President Biden, and Dr. Oz just kind of hanging back. He'll let them fight it out, cancel each other out. I think that's sort of his hope anyway, is that people don't look too hard at him and just vote for him without thinking. And Biden rolls up Fetterman, only a 1 count. Biden drop kicks Dr. Oz. Fetterman has that plank, gets thrown across the ropes. Dr. Oz knocks down Fetterman. Elbow to Biden's back. Fetterman gets nailed, but he's going back after Oz. Everybody's a little worse for wear now. The discourse has hurt everybody, and Biden and Oz sort of double team Fetterman there. And Biden helps Oz beat Fetterman, but then Biden nails Dr. Oz and knocks him over the top rope. So that was a strange ending. President Biden wins this thing. He's heading down the aisle with the mic in his hand, waving to the crowd. He has won this thing. Can we see that replay? So here's Dr. Oz and Biden drop Fetterman. Dr. Oz gets the pin, and almost immediately, as soon as he gets up, President Biden drops Dr. Oz over the top rope as well, ending that. And let's see here. We have our scores. President Biden with those 10 bonus points looks like he has 12. Dr. Oz and John Fetterman with 9 each. I guess Fetterman must have eliminated 4 folks in there. Herschel Walker and the critical thinking punk got 3. Kirsten Cinema Tucker Carlson, the verified blue check, at 2 points tonight, and looks like 8 others with 1 point, and those are our updates. And that is our Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. As always, folks, this is supported by my Southern Gothic Futurist Patreon. You can click the link down there in the description. Support that Patreon. I appreciate your support. A lot of stuff comes out with that. But that is it for the Discourse this week. We will be back hopefully next week. The plan is for a 6-week series, a 7-week series, 6 weeks of discourses, and then the 7th week we'll crown a champion for the fall of 2022. I hope I can maintain that pace. I'll certainly be more motivated if you drop some money in that Patreon of mine, and if you don't, well, I'll probably do it anyways, depending on how life is beating me up. Well, I hope you had a good time, and I hope I see you next time, and I hope I'm here next time, and I hope we survive. That's all we can do. So long.